It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday.
So we're gearing up to head into the water for 2 dives today. Our first dive, we are going out to the coral nursery to collect the boulder coral that we'll be fragmenting today. It'll be a quick dive and then we're gonna come back. It'll be cut up in the saw. And then once all that's done, we're gonna go head out back into the water. The coral that I'm grabbing from the nursery, 2 fragments, pretty big, so we're only gonna fragment about half of it. So the remaining body of it, we're gonna hang back in the nursery, as well as all the little fragmented babies, we're gonna put in the nursery as well.
Welcome to a coral restoration workshop where a team of divers collects live coral in real time for hands-on learning. There they go. Underwater, they carefully handle and retrieve specimens, ensuring safe transport for the workshop. The workshop begins with an introduction by Nicole Dancer, founder of Scubble Bubbles. She walks us through the importance of coral, why Aruba's reefs are at risk, and how we can contribute to their preservation. While we learn, the dive team is already at the coral nursery, carefully gathering coral samples for us. As dive master, Brooke is responsible for supervising divers and ensuring proper coral handling.
The most important thing is to not touch the coral itself. It's hanging on a line, so we do our best to just hold on to the line and not touch the actual animal itself. Regarding dangers, it's a little choppy today, so we're just gonna take our time going out. We've got our snorkel mask with us, so just in case any water splashing in our face, we can still breathe. But no, no big serious dangers. As long as everyone's aware and aware of their surroundings, then it's usually a pretty successful dive. Success! Woo!
Success! The divers have returned and we get to witness the live coral up close while they bring it up fresh from the ocean. Then it's time to get our hands wet. Well, sort of. Nicole, what are we about to do?
Well, you are about to assist with some microfragmentation of coral.
Okay.
So the first step we're going to do is we're going to just try to make this piece a little bit smaller. We're going to get rid of this, you can see where it's dead and it's algae.
Okay.
You're going to cut that part off so then we can focus just on the living tissue to start cutting.
Got it.
Those are for you.
Safety first.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Right.
I'm a little scared, but I'm good.
Okay. You'll be fine. Nice and gentle. So nice and gentle. You're guiding it. You're not pushing it. Yep. Just guiding it. Just guiding it. Maybe turning. Yep. There you go. I was turning that. There you go. Very good. Just guide it. Yep. You're doing great. Nice and gentle. And then just keep going all the way. You want it to go all the way through.
Okay.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay.
Fantastic. So part of the fragmenting process is that we do have to fragment the coral. So we do have to cut it. It's kind of like when you cut your skin. It heals faster, right? Because it's got the damage. So we're not doing any long-term damage. It does, I think, hurt them because it hurts my heart when I do it. But I remember that we're cutting them so that they can actually grow bigger and stronger. And so it's just like if you break a bone and you have to re-break it for surgery. Sometimes you have to do something that hurts a little bit in order to grow.
The workshop gives everyone the opportunity to fragment the coral. Once the coral fragments have been glued onto these branch-like sticks,
what we're doing is adding a little bit of glue on top of these cement pucks so that we can glue the coral fragment on it so that it can start to grow again.
and then you're going to put these back in the ocean.
These will go back into the ocean, yeah. And they're going to go right back to the nursery and we'll monitor them and see how they grow.
The dive team carefully transports the bins filled with water back to the pier so they can dive in and return the fragments to the nursery for restoration. Lancer is the president and founder of Scubble Bubbles, a foundation that focuses on engaging local youth in ocean conservation. She shares why workshops like these have a lasting impact on Aruba's community.
Because right now, coral restoration is only accessible to divers and snorkelers, and they don't really get to see what coral is or what the reef looks like. And so if you've not been in the water, you don't know what it is that you should love and protect. So by offering these workshops, by having a facility in the future where people can come and school kids can come and actually see the corals, we want to make it so that everyone in Aruba can be a part of the solution and to understand why they even want to be part of the solution, because you can't help but love a coral once you've gotten up close to it.
Nicole is absolutely right. How can we love or protect something we don't understand? Scubble Bubbles, along with DePalm Tours and the TUI Care Foundation, is creating Aruba's first wet lab, and this is a big deal. This facility will provide hands-on education about coral restoration for the community of Aruba.
We have partnered with TUI Care Foundation and DePalm Tours to help us build Aruba's first on-land wet facility. So we will be able to bring corals out of the water onto land, and the opportunities there are endless on what we can do with the corals, from doing research with the University of Aruba, allowing local school children to come in and see corals. Maybe they want to do some kind of little research that they want to study and they want to figure something out about them. We can give them that opportunity. And also the corals that are diseased. There are so many protocols internationally about how to treat them out of the water, and so this gives us an opportunity and a place to actually do that.
The ultimate goal of the Wet Lab and these coral workshops are to raise awareness among Aruba's younger generations. Scubble Bubbles wants kids actively involved in meaningful conservation efforts.
Scubble Bubbles has always been about trying to do ocean conservation, but getting local kids active in that. And that's why we do beach cleanups, because more kids can participate. But it's really hard to know why you should choose reef-safe sunscreen or why you should choose sustainable fishing practices if you don't actually know what the reef is and you don't know how to love the reef. And we can't love something, we can't protect something unless we understand it and we kind of know it. And having an on-land facility just makes our mission more available to younger kids. We can invite the local schools to come in, and kids as old as 6 can actually see what the coral is and learn a little bit about it. And it makes it much more tangible, and it makes it more part of their heart, hopefully.
You might be wondering why DePalm Island was chosen as the location for the island's first wet lab. As it turns out, it's the perfect fit.
DePalm Island has been a long-time supporter of Scubble Bubbles. This is where we started our first nursery, and they've really supported us in giving us a place to work, giving us access to some supplies that maybe we don't have. And for an on-land facility, there are 2 big hurdles: funding for all of the equipment that you need and a location. And DePalm Island has a perfect location because it has access to the ocean water that we so desperately need for in the pumps, and they have a space that they're not using anymore. So they're revamping that space for us. So it was kind of like we needed a place to go, and they were looking for a way to help the environment, and it works perfectly.
Is it okay?
Yep, you're doing a fantastic job.
I'm not a diver. I've never handled coral before, but this workshop gave me a whole new appreciation for Aruba's reefs, giving me a reason to want to help preserve them and further the awareness on coral restoration. Thank you to the Scubble Bubbles team.
I'm gonna have to print a new one up for you. It cut.
Have you seen these men and women in blue patrolling the tourist and beach areas? They are Tourism Security Patrol Aruba officers, established in December 2023. Trained in both police and security protocols, they operate with a visitor-friendly mindset. But they're not just here for security concerns or emergencies. They're also available to answer any questions our visitors may have while being on our island. TSPA stands for Tourism Security Patrol Aruba, and keeping them on patrol is a team effort. From funding to training and operations, these officers are out on bikes and on foot to ensure a safe and welcoming environment for our locals as well as tourists. Here's the team to explain their role.
Once tourists and locals see us, we ensure that we come with public safety.
We are in good collaboration with the beach police, so everything that we see, we observe, we contact them immediately.
They're the eyes and ears from the police officers. Police officers cannot be everywhere at all times, so they are the eyes and ears for the police force.
Somewhat of an extension of the police force, but with a more hospitality-focused approach.
One of the key aspects separating Aruba security patrol officers apart is their specialized training, combining law enforcement and security with a welcoming approach tailored for visitors. What kind of trainings do you give them?
We give them security questioning, surveillance, body language, also how to interact with the people also. How to question people, like for instance, investigate also.
It's really nice because they have customer service as well as training of the KPA, this security. I find it's a nice way to, to interact with the tourists because they also ask for guidance where to reach. They help them, they give them recommendations.
Yes, indeed. You can approach a tourism patrol unit, and the agents are very happy to assist. They would recommend you where to go on dinner. They can recommend you where the tours are, what areas of the beach are great to roam around and walk and enjoy the beauty of Aruba.
Every day they tell us they feel more safer. It's nice to see us every day, and we can answer their question or help with anything they need. So it's really nice.
We also instruct them or educate the guys and girls also on what's Aruba like, what's it for, what we have like, for instance, what is our culture, what we like our food.
Mainly like direction, recommendation like places to eat, places to visit, what more can they do on the island.
The interaction that we have with them also is a plus point because we can talk to them, we can interact with them and relate to their life stories and our what we have here also.
Can people just come up to you?
Yes, indeed they can, and every time we talk to them and try to help them as much as we can so they can feel like loved and appreciated. And I think mostly we talk with several tourists that has been visiting Aruba for more than 30 years already. So every time they see us, they go like, wow, that's amazing, it's a nice job, I feel more safer. So that's the kind of thing that we like and we love to do and try to help as much as we can. So it's amazing.
Aruba is known as a happy and safe island. So why do we need additional patrolling?
Pretty much on the beaches of Aruba, it's pretty safe. However, it's important to have somebody that's familiar, friendly, that can assist when things happen.
Well, indeed, Aruba is safe, but to be extra careful, to prevent anything to happen.
Yes, it's more about comfort and visibility for both tourists and locals on the beaches of Aruba.
On average, 7 patrol officers are on duty per shift, covering the stretch from the Ritz-Carlton Aruba all the way down to DB Dutch Village Resort. Let's check in with 2 officers who are currently on duty to find out what they are keeping an eye out for. What are you guys looking for while you're roaming on the bike?
For any suspicious movement or any people that doing something that is not allowed, because it's a public beach, so it has to be fair for everybody. We're always in duos. You will find us in blue t-shirts, and you'll always find this logo. When you see this one, we're always here to help you, and we always will be walk patrolling on the beach, and we'll always be on the bike together. You always find us at 2, and we're always available.
We either approach people or people approach us.
And people are welcome to approach you, right?
Yes, freely. We have the right customer service degree, and we know how to treat people with respect. We work with the police, but we provide mostly the customer service for everybody and for basic laws if they need any help with it.
The funding for TSPA comes from the Aruba Hospitality and Security Foundation, which oversees the program. This initiative is supported by the entire tourism industry, with contributions from hotels, tour partners, and much more. These funds are then channeled through the Aruba Tourism Authority to sustain the patrol. According to visitors, the presence of these security patrol officers is both noticed and appreciated. Have you seen these guys patrolling around?
Yes.
What do you think they've been doing?
I think they've just been kind of making sure everything's all good and safe, protecting us. No, I appreciate what they do, and I definitely see them patrolling. I feel better at night when I see you guys
for sure.
up and around, but yeah. I could if I needed something. You guys are definitely approachable, which I appreciate.
Yes.
I feel like the cops and like security officers are normally in cars, and it's like you would have to like kind of flag them down to like get them. But here it's like they're walking around. You can kind of just like see them on the street. It's way more approachable, and it's less intimidating.